Alright, welcome to my little Zen garden at home. This workout's going to be pretty simple. I want to just keep you going and be a good influence while I am gone. So we're going to start with the lazy runner's warm-up. In case you want to go get your zone 2 cardio. Starting here, I just want you to write Garrett is awesome with your ankle. Or you can write Move.Breathe.Create. You can write your name, but I just like to make my cheesy jokes so that you remember. But starting at the ground and just getting that ankle mobilized, regardless of your activity or your sport, is one of kind of the most underrated things you should possibly do. You just want your ankle to go every which way that it can possibly go. So I've got a little mobility there, but I've also got some stability from the opposite hip. So now I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. We're just waking up all those roots and getting everything ready for any ground reaction force that might happen. Once again, your full name, Move.Breathe.Create. Garrett is awesome. Whatever works for you, just kind of playing around when you get that ankle to roll whichever direction you want to. So now that we've got a little bit of mobility going from that ankle, now we're going to force it to stabilize as we add in that hip swing. So use those running arms if you want to. I don't want to see this popping and locking through your core. Keep your upper body nice and tall and just get that good leg swing. You can get those run form arms into it. And that's really about 10 to 15 on each side. So if you're going to go for a run or light activity, once again, this is kind of the most important stuff. It warms up gait. You know, we don't think about warming up before we go walk or anything, but just prioritizing getting all this stuff going. So in between, you know it, I'm going to come right back into that squat. And we use that prying squat. So once we're here, shift your weight side to side a little bit. Can you go back? Get onto those heels. Come onto those toes. That's kind of some newer stuff I'm adding into. I'm not very good at that, but just finding your ability to play around in here. Reaching for that toes, letting your head fall heavy. I am super tight and sore today. Just crushed Rainbow River yesterday. So this is a perfect time for me just to settle into this body weight. Even if you are really sore, this is a great way to just kind of feel like yourself again. Good, dropping back into that squat. And let's go all the way down, all the way up 5 times. Can you get all the way down? Even lowering that hinge into that squat. Can you take those eyes all the way in between? Can you get a little bit farther? Well, we got one more. I want you to hang at the side and just do that long arm reach. Opening up. Good. Feeling that X factor rotating open. The squat flow is definitely a toothbrush exercise, meaning you want to do it every day and maybe even twice a day. Squats after lifting those legs up, and you got your 5 overhead squats. You can tell my arms are a little bit tighter than they normally would be. The lats are super tight, so that's an area that I'm going to want to work on a little bit. This is one of those times where it's really my workout and you get to benefit from it. So now we're going to come back to that leg swing. We're going to stay in that frontal plane. Gosh, my grass is so long with all this freaking rain back here. Good, so trying to come across, and it's important to let that ankle and that hip kind of roll across. So even if you just start slow and feel that, or if you hold on to something, but now you're just warming all those little important gait muscles up in the frontal plane and the side to side. This is where a lot of injuries happen. Everybody thinks it's torque. It's really is when that knee caves in because it can't work in that frontal plane, which is all of your stability. Breath with it, feeling that pendulum-like motion of that left hip, raising up there. Once again, if you're holding on and you have good balance, you can literally let it rip. Since my intention today is just to kind of gain control of my body, I'm not going to overdo any of that. From here, we're just gonna take a knee, the one we do a lot of times. So just gonna drive through the hip, that left knee over the ankle, that right arm coming all the way up. So can we work on that overhead? We're gonna side bend, and we're gonna twist. And that's gonna allow that spiral, that torso to get all the way long. If it feels good to kind of make it dynamic, that's how you can use your breath. Do that 5-leg cross, and we're just gonna hold some tension with that hand. Shake out that head, you know, you've always got that tension there. Good, now I want you to bring this left elbow down, then raise both arms up. Left elbow down to the instep, drive through those hips, feel that stretch a little bit more in here. And then rock, raise both arms, reach. Instep, reach, stack those shoulders, overhead reach, lift to the spine. Instep, reach, rotate through those hips and shoulders, rock it through those hips and just reach back. Can we loosen up that thoracic spine? Those lats that I told you I was having a hard time with today. See how I'm wiggling those fingers, getting those jazz hands. Can I get them to stay long? And then we're gonna come back into that W. So pull those arms back to the side, hands back behind you as well. Breathe. Arms back up again. Really reach. Right hand to that left knee. Reaching backwards into that left shoulder. So all that stuff from hip to shoulder should have really changed. We should have got it all connected, tied together just a little bit more. So now when I go to the other side, we're going to start the same way. We're just going to establish that good hip flexion stretch. Always starts relationship to the ground. I'm lifting, spreading my toes, pushing them down, driving the hips forward. Right knee towards that ankle toe. Raise that left arm as high as you can. Rotate, open, and reach back. Open your right. Good, so reach, reach, reach. Breathe. Once again, you can kind of rock into it. You can see that spiral motion. I like to think a lot of times at 5. Sometimes it feels better just to focus on this part of my ribcage. If I bend that elbow, good. So now we're going to come down into the instep. So that right elbow's going to drop down. Ooh, that side's a little tighter. Same idea, just working in 5s. If you get off or you want to kind of apply this to your own, it's okay to make it dynamic. We're not trying to make this staticky. I'm trying to warm up and prime my body for whatever activity. So anything that needs gait, which is pretty much every movement, this is going to be good for. See how I'm playing with all those reaches in there? All of those reaches matter. Good, now I'm just going to work on getting those arms all the way overhead. How's my overhead with that right leg in front? Wiggling that neck out. So I just gained some mobility to that whole hip complex. Now can I add stability back to it and take that mobility a little farther? So now I'm going to stand tall on this left leg. I'm going to open the gate and close the gate. So just open the gate, close the gate. You can see how that left hip really does the work. Can you feel that? Once again, this could be a balance exercise, a stability exercise, or it can truly be a dynamic exercise for you. Wherever you're at today, at this moment is really what matters. My ankle is even doing a lot right there too. Okay, shake it out. Magic number on these leg swings is really about 10 to 15. It's enough that you can feel it, but kind of not overdo it. So again, we're not trying to fatigue anything. We're trying to wake everything up. So either preparation for a bigger workout, recovery from a bigger workout, meaning it could be after to do some of these things, or also the next day. So if you crushed your Sunday and Monday it's very worth it to do this kind of stuff on a Tuesday. But that requires you doing your part of the equation. Woo! Loosey goosey. You're gonna add a couple shoulders in there too. Let's just roll those out. Reminder, this is just a good one to do throughout the day. Our postures get all humped over right here. I'm also gonna throw some of those Michael Phelps on there too. I can tell my shoulders just need to kind of open up. Good, so hug yourself with that right arm on top. Then I just want you to crunch down. Let your body fall forward, 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 forward. Then roll that right shoulder towards that right hip. Now you're gonna raise that left. Now all the way back. So your shoulder and head find that back. Circle. Good. Go the opposite direction. That shoulder to left hip. Raise that right shoulder out back. Roll it along the back. Good, and then reach it all the way open again. Left arm on top, same thing. We'll do one circle each way. Crunch it down. Good, right shoulder towards right hip. Raise that left shoulder. Find the back, find the back, find the back. Back the other way. Open up. All right, so if I was gonna go run or something right now, I don't even necessarily have to do all that. Focusing on the leg swings would really get me there. I'm gonna do a little bit more groundwork to make sure that we got you going. Reminder, anytime you do the groundwork stuff, it's really important that you roll your wrists. Practice stretching them in different directions. So right here, we're gonna do our sit through. So in that quadruped, left leg's gonna come through, both arms stay long, upper body tall. Use that breath. And it's okay to bring that hand up a little bit, and then you reset it. Can we get back into our body from a lot of running and repetitive movement or repetitive sitting? Good, so we got our sit through. Now we're just gonna do our running lunge to balance. So step back with your right leg, that right arm comes forward, and we're gonna try to establish those running arms. Doing about 10 right here. Finishing nice and tall. You want to feel that glute. This foot flat to the ground. Once again, not enough to overly fatigue the pattern, but can we wake up? Can we get everything back in line? Optimal lift so that we can dominate our day. Again, magic number is about 10. And all we're really doing is we're getting our body to move in 3 planes. So now we're going to come into the break dancer. Both hands down. And this is what's really big, is we don't want to have this shrug here. So can we get there? And then pull back against it. Start slow. Feel those ranges. Make sure that shoulder's setting, tailbone is sitting down. And after you get kind of warmed up in that range, can you flow with it a little bit? Because that's where we're going. This squat flow stuff is gonna make a major comeback. Awesome, good, shake that out. Now we got our Cossack squat. Wide base of support, arms out in front. Get all this weight, come onto my right hip, and I'm gonna reach back to the left just slightly, just so I can square my shoulders. Pushing through that edge of that right foot, upper body angle, trying to match that chin. Getting all the way down there. Feel that stretching in the adductors. I'm more flexible than you here. That is sad. You've got a better trainer than me, and you work way harder than me. Oh. Once again, about 5 to each side. And what's cool about this too is I can tell my heart rate's getting into that zone too. I'm working, but I can still talk, I can still play. I can get all this stuff in. All right, so now we're gonna do the break dancer. It's a wild thing. So come through, raise up, find that back line. Can you get that right arm all the way over long? And then can you sit back down? Yeah. Break dancer, bridge up into that wild thing. Sit back into that chair. Think about all those angles your shoulder has to do. So your wrist has to be strong. That relationship with your hip and shoulder has to be good. One more to each side, you got it. And my body is starting to feel so much better. After a 3-hour ass kicker like I did yesterday, would have been pretty easy to go, oh, today's an off day. But if I just do this, and I do a little bit of zone 2 cardio, whether that's running, biking, swimming, I can still get that cardiovascular strain, which is helping me get such good gains without really challenging. Okay, so now we're gonna do our drop lunge. So on this one, I want my right big toe to get in line with that heel, but it's okay if it comes back here. So we're gonna try to square those shoulders again, and then come back up, get tall. Can you feel that little stretch down the piriformis? Finishing as tall as you can. So I keep talking about it. This is basically the lazy runner warm up with add-ons. So if you want to do this just as a workout or as a really elaborate warm-up, this will definitely help you perform better in that run. That's exactly what I'm going to go do after this. We're just doing about 5 of those. Once again, waking everything up. Can I get my body to feel 3-dimensional again? You're not stuck here like gravity is winning. All we're trying to accomplish, we don't need any equipment. We can do this anywhere. You can apply these exercises, some of these even throughout your day, especially those of you guys that are working from home. All right, a little bit of upper body. So if we just bring one hand high, one hand low. Shake out that neck. Let's switch. It's again, easy exercise, but some of you guys that have overhead flexibility, April, Matt, everybody, pull those back. Okay, from here we're gonna go into our beast plank. So remember that beast is the elevated child's pose. And can I just lock it forward? And then that lizard plank, my shoulders will open my wrist and all the way up. Once again, feel these in ranges, wiggle into them, breathe into them. Then can you get a little more explosive? magic number there was about 10. From here, we're gonna come back to kneeling again. And this time we're just gonna try to open up your chest. So if we get both fists into our back, pull those elbows. Once you get super tight right here, eyes coming up. You let that crown of your head fall with your lower back supported. And you trust leaning back. Those muscles in your rib cage relax. Good. And from there, we're gonna go to L's. So elbow as high as the shoulder, hands as high as the elbow, rotating back. Anything you can do to pull these shoulders back. These are other examples, just good ones to do throughout the day. Okay, now we're gonna reach left hand to that left heel, raise that right arm high. Can I set here, twist, and then lean back against that chest, that upper back, that thoracic spine the way I'm intended to. Breathe. Good, switching sides. Stretch. All you do is one for you to work on. Bringing that right leg through. You can start on those forearms, trying to keep your shoulders or hips square, and coming all the way out. Once again, we want to mobilize everything, right? We got this mobile, stable chain. Starting with that ankle, that joint should be mobile, your knee should be stable. So you want to make sure that that happens. Also want to make sure that your hip is mobile and then your lower back is stable. So some of these things we did with balance help wake up your core in 3 dimensions as well too. And the same thing, we want to make sure that thoracic spine, so all those twists and everything are mobile. And your shoulders are kind of a joke, or a trick question, because there's 2 joints. There's a mobile and a stable joint. So the cheesy line is mobility plus stability gives you the most stability. That's all we're trying to do. This is a most stability workout. You can play around with these reaches. And once again, how does that hip pull throughout the torso? This is my tighter hip, so I really kind of play around on this side. All that baseball and rotating left, it's almost like my hip is stuck in this position. And as you get better at this, can you bring this leg farther up? And see, I've got no dice on that side because I try to change it. So I'm going to keep it a little bit tighter, get myself square, then come down. I can feel that in the belly of my glute pretty good. My torso doesn't like to rotate that way with that hip in that position. Doesn't like to be stable right here. Okay, and then we're gonna finish with a little bit of breath work as well too, now that I am covered in grass and sweat. So starting off, just kind of gaining awareness of your breath and just checking in. Do that down regulation. Nasal inhale in. Drop it. So can I stretch it out a little bit more on each breath? Settle into that down regulation.
transferring that so that it's all just through your nose. Nasal inhale. Stretch it out. And just drop it. It's still coming from here. Let it just fall out your nose. It's going to be a little softer. No need to really hold the inhales or exhales. Just finding that down regulation. Can you regain nasal breath? Try to keep this nasal breath going and try to keep it equal. About a 5-second inhale. 5-second exhale. It's just going to get us in that program. Let's get inhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, mind, allow your mind to just go down the highlight reel. When were you feeling your best? When were you performing your best? When were you in your best shape? Think athletically, think work performance, think happiness, think bliss. Go through that highlight reel of your happiest moments. Allow yourself to celebrate who you are, what you've done, as a reminder of how great you can be. Environment of present, factors are around you, you're part of a good team, you have a good coach. And ultimately, you believe and trust in yourself and pursue your goals. That's what you want. Allow yourself to just go down and breathe softly in and out through your nose. Keep that coherent pattern going. Great. You lose it, just be soft. Allow your mind to picture a day sometime in the next 30 days where you need to perform. And I want you to picture yourself as if you've already achieved the goal. So I'm picturing one of my days in the North Woods, swimming and biking and chopping down trees, being Northwood Rocky. I can smell the pine, the way the fresh cut wood smells, feel the pine needles underneath my feet, hear the sounds of the lake. Picture myself being my happiest, being healthy. I'm not there to escape and drink. I'm there to really tap into my potential, to spend my days the way that I want to spend. So play in your head. What is this day in the next 30 days? Where you want to look, feel, perform your best. And if you do little things like this every day, just align your body. Allow yourself to line up with your potential, to access your power. You can become this person. So see that unity, picture yourself happy, and more importantly, think of sharing this moment with somebody. Who in your inner circle would feel proud of you? Who would appreciate your sacrifices and hard work? Picture them smiling at you. Picture you guys celebrating with a high five and a job well done. This person's important to you. Send them all your love, all of your positive thoughts. Send them this image as if you can send it right out of your heart, right at the top of your head. Feel your energy grow when you send this positivity, this love, this light of your potential. Picture you with this person, smiling, happy. So is it me and my family by the lake? Is it me sitting by the fire with the wood I just chopped, drinking a beer? What is that moment? Feel it, see it, take a snapshot of it, give it a caption, feel it, send it out. And allow yourself just to relax. breath is soft. Your mind is fluid. Roll wherever it wants to. Stay right on with that head movement. Your body. Let out. Awesome. Great job. My word for you today is fluid. Just meaning that you become a drop of water. You can take whatever comes at you, and when you don't force things, when you don't try to solve the world, when you don't let your anxiety or your stress take over, and you allow things just to happen, the world has a way of just working out the way you want to, especially when you tap in with that head moving, you tap in with your body, and you're moving forward towards your potential. So go get them today, champ.